Stop everything you're doing and take a good look at the current state of the Dallas Cowboys. Imagine the following behind-the-scenes scenario. The front office, locked in the meeting room at the Star, the phone ringing nonstop, and on the other end of the line, a proposal that would drastically change the course of the franchise. The silence before the snap said it all, and the speculation that has taken over the corridors of the national sports media in recent hours has set off a red alert in the heart of every fan. One of the most respected insiders in our coverage, veteran Brian Broaddus, dropped a bombshell that divided opinions and caused heated debates in the stands. He publicly suggested that Dallas should put nothing less than a first-round draft pick and our talented wide receiver George Pickens on the negotiating table to bring in pass rusher Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders. When I heard that, my heart raced, and my mind tried to process the magnitude of the impact. We're talking about giving up the future and one of the pillars of our offense to pursue a defensive star, an aggressive move that many consider insane and others see as the final push toward the Super Bowl. The atmosphere at AT&T Stadium would be completely electric if something like this happened, but the price tag seems utterly absurd. The truth is that the mere mention of a trade of this magnitude puts the entire season at a dangerous crossroads, where one wrong step could crumble years of planning. Nobody was expecting such a drastic turnaround this offseason, and the fans seemed to hold their breath waiting to see if Jerry Jones would commit the madness of pulling this high-risk trigger. For those who have followed the Dallas Cowboys for a long time, situations like this usually change everything. And we need to analyze the facts coldly without letting ourselves be blinded by the impact of Max Crosby's name. The proposal raised behind the scenes is not just common radio speculation. It directly affects the structure of the roster that protects and provides weapons for Dak Prescott. The crux of the matter is whether it's worth dismantling an offense that has finally found incredible chemistry. George Pickens has become a fundamental piece in the Cowboys' offensive machine, offering the verticality and aggressiveness that the team so desperately needed to take all the pressure off CeeDee Lamb's shoulders. Losing a player of that caliber, in addition to giving up a valuable first-round pick, is a proposal that makes me immediately say, I can't do that. It's too high a price that compromises our depth and our financial and technical stability. Before we continue with the unfolding of this intriguing story, I want to know the real opinion of those who live and breathe the franchise every day. Do you believe that this decision to trade Pickens and a first-round pick for Max Crosby can put Dallas back among the NFC favorites? Or do you agree with me that this would be shooting themselves in the foot? Leave your comment below, click the like button, and let's build together the cleanest and most passionate debate on YouTube. Your participation is what drives this channel, because here we deal with real facts and the true feeling of the Cowboy Nation, analyzing the weight of carrying the lone star on the helmet. If you could walk through the Stars' training fields right now, you'd feel the almost palpable anticipation on the sidelines, with players focused, but with their eyes fixed on every move and rumor that emerges in the press. Fans on social media are up in arms, creating scenarios and exhaustively debating whether our defense really needs such an astronomical reinforcement, or if our offense should be shielded at all costs. The atmosphere within the coaching staff is one of intense evaluation, as everyone knows the relentless pressure from the national media that follows every detail of America's team. But there's a detail that almost no one has noticed in this whole discussion. The real problem with our defensive unit isn't solved by desperately searching for a star replacement for Micah Parsons. We, as fans and analysts, are just as guilty as the media that insists on looking for an individual hero instead of focusing on building a solid, effective, and collectively devastating defense. The atmosphere in training sessions shows that the young talents are developing, but the external pressure for a bombastic response after the trade rumors involving Myles Garrett and now Max Crosby creates unnecessary noise. The senior players try to stay focused, but it's impossible to ignore the amount of talk when big names are associated with the franchise. Every play in training seems to alter the course of the season in the minds of analysts, and the tension over the direction the front office will take in the coming weeks reaches historic levels, dividing the community between financial caution and desperation for an elite player. Let's break down the narrative of these events based on what really matters. If we analyze market value, George Pickens is incredibly valuable today. I dare say he's more valuable to the Raiders in a potential rebuild than Max Crosby is to their long-term future, given the current state of the Las Vegas team. The Raiders have clearly shown interest in listening to offers, and the market knows something is happening behind the scenes with that franchise. However, sending Pickens there would mean throwing our receiver back to square one, forcing him to play with unstable and unknown quarterbacks, destroying the fantastic moment he's experiencing in Dallas. From the Cowboys' point of view, messing with the current offense is an affront to logic. Quarterback Dak Prescott has been determined on the field lately because he knows the arsenal he has at his disposal. The current offense features CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson's consistency in the middle of the field, Cavante Turpin's electrifying speed, the excellent rise of young Ryan Flournoy, and now the exciting signing of rookie Michael Trigg, who adds a new physical dimension to the passing game. I wouldn't change a thing about this offensive unit unless it's to make it even better and more devastating. This group has Super Bowl caliber, and you simply don't mess with a formula that took so long to successfully build, as opportunities to bring together so many talented weapons on a single roster are rare in the modern NFL. The crucial point that changes the entire perspective of this discussion, and makes me disagree completely with Brian Broaddus, is the historical fragility of our roster when we rely on just one superstar. CeeDee Lamb is a legendary player, But it's worth remembering that he's faced injury problems and hasn't played a completely healthy season in the last 2 years. In a physical and unforgiving league like the NFL, you absolutely need 2 elite wide receivers to survive and compete at the top. Historically, some say they've never seen a team win the Super Bowl with 2 legitimate number 1 players, but I have. The 1992 and 1993 Cowboys proved it to the world. Alvin Harper might not have been considered the number 1 in any other franchise, but in the Dallas Cowboys, lining up alongside Michael Irvin, with Troy Aikman distributing the passes and Emmitt Smith shredding defenses on the ground, Harper was a legitimate number 1 who decided postseason games. When we lost that depth in 1994, the price we paid was absence from the Super Bowl. Therefore, keeping George Pickens healthy and focused alongside Lamb is our greatest guarantee of offensive success. I confess, I didn't imagine this outcome, where we would defend the retention of a young receiver tooth and nail against the arrival of an elite pass rusher, but the reality shows us that the balance of power in Dallas essentially depends on maintaining these aerial weapons to support the aggressive game plan that our offensive coordinator designed. If the total focus should be on improving the defense without sacrificing the offense, the ideal solution isn't Max Crosby, but rather the linebacker market, where one specific name would completely change the team's level: Jordan Brooks. In my view, this could be one of the most important moments of the season if the front office acts intelligently. If you gave me the choice today between spending a fortune in draft picks and salary on Crosby or bringing Jordan Brooks to the heart of our defense, I would choose Brooks with my eyes closed all day and all night. The arrival of Jordan Brooks would put our defense on an absurd level, a true injection of competitive steroids into the unit. We're talking about an incredibly versatile player, capable of efficiently attacking the passer, closer, and keeping the draft intact to continue injecting new and inexpensive blood into the team. Given all these facts, it's clear that the Dallas Cowboys have the necessary pieces to forge a winning path, provided they resist the temptation to make impulsive trades driven by panic or external media pressure. The offense is ready, shielded, and configured to score high in any NFL stadium. The defense needs surgical adjustments, capable and dedicated players like Jordan Brooks, and not media packages that cost us our future and undermine the offensive structure we are so proud of. Now, the ball is in the front office at the Star, and we will continue to closely follow every update, rumor, and official statement, bringing you the raw truth without beating around the bush. If you want to stay up to date on everything happening behind the scenes of America's team with in-depth analysis and the perspective of a true fan, don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel now, activate the notification bell to be notified as soon as a new video goes live, and share this content in Cowboys fan groups. Our community is the best on YouTube because it's about to see the front office succumb to external pressure and embark on another season filled with frustration and regret,